What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. So right now we are going through a snowpocalypse. If you don't know, I live in Norman, Oklahoma, and right now I have about 2.5 feet worth of snow blocking my car in. So this is super out of the ordinary for Norman. Oklahoma doesn't ever get this much snow, so I hope wherever you are, you're staying safe and warm. I know a lot of the country has been hit pretty hard with snow and ice and power outages and all kinds of things. So if you were able to watch this video and you were seeing this whenever I post it, I hope that you are warm, safe, and happy. Today, since I am stuck at home and can't get out because my car is snowed in, I'm going to film a mobility and stretching routine for you guys. I have several of my clients who ask me, what can I do to stretch this muscle group out? What can I do here? And so I'm just going to do like a general full body stretch. I'm pretty sore myself. Yesterday was leg day, so I'm definitely going to be foam rolling. And I'm going to show you guys how to foam roll too. So yeah, stay tuned and we will get this video going. So right here, I'm just starting with rolling my lower back. My lower back tends to get pretty sore just because of my hip injury. Then I always go straight to my thoracic spine because I always hold a lot of tension there, and I don't think you can hear it, but my spine definitely just cracked like a glow stick. I like to hit my lats as well while I'm here. My lats tighten up really, really bad. So yeah, I'm just going from side to side, rolling back and forth. Typically, once I find a knot, I'll spend about 10 to 15 seconds there. Other than that, you can just kind of go at your own pace. Right here, I like to stretch out my spine since I am a power lifter and a bodybuilder. Whenever I set up my arch for my bench, my back tends to tighten up. So right here, I'm just kind of stretching out. Another area that I really struggle with is my rear delt and my rotator cuffs. So while I'm laying on this elevated foam roller, I was just kind of stretching out my rotator cuffs a little bit. My hamstrings also get very tight, especially from deadlifts and squats. So I spend a lot of time rolling where my glute ham tie-in is, and you can tell from my face that this is not the most comfortable. Whenever you're foam rolling, it definitely should not feel super comfortable. We want to get a little uncomfortable and make sure that we're rolling at the places that are a little tight and sore. So as I transition to roll my quads, I want you to make sure that you put your elbows on the floor like a low plank and then spend quite a bit of time rolling your quads. A lot of people do not realize how tight they get in their quads. I also really like to spend a lot of time on each quad individually. So that is what I'm doing here. You'll see it from the other side in a second, but just using that offside leg to really put pressure directly onto your quad into the foam roller. It hurts so good. So next, I'm going to stretch out my rotator cuffs a little bit more just because I do have a left scapula and rotator cuff injury right now. So right here, I'm just focusing on lengthening those muscles and really getting a deep stretch. You can do this without a foam roller. You can do it on the edge of your couch, but this just felt good to me. So now I'm going to stretch without the foam roller. As you'll see here, I'm rocking back and forth in the stretch. I'm just trying to deepen my range of motion every time. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, we're just trying to breathe through that stretch and deepen our range of motion every single time. My hips get really tight and so do my hamstrings, so I spend a lot of time working on my hip mobility, and you're just going to see a lot of that. So I'm just going to let you guys watch, and I'll jump in and out whenever I have commentary for you. as I move into this pigeon pose stretch, I want you to make sure you line up your front foot with your backside knee and carefully take your knee to the floor. A lot of people make the mistake of not lining up their heel to their knee, and so that can result in a little bit of hip pain and knee pain. So make sure that you're doing that here. If you can get all the way to the floor like this, that's great. Otherwise, I will do a separate video of how to do some hip opening modifications for people who don't necessarily have this range of motion, because I did have to go through physical therapy for my hip, so I will do a separate video all about the hips. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorite moves for that mid-back, your thoracic spine. These are called T-spine scorpions. Basically, you're just lifting up your foot and you're trying to cross it over to the opposite side, and it just really helps with your spinal mobility. So if you're somebody who has a very rigid or tight back, I definitely recommend trying to add these in. Obviously, at first, you're not going to be able to get your foot all the way to the floor, and that's okay. Just go as far as you can. And of course, we've got a little bit more rotator cuff work here. This is actually the rotator cuff mobility routine that I always do before I bench or do any overhead pressing movements. So if you want to add this into your next push day, I normally hold 5-pound weights in each hand whenever I do it at the gym. But if you don't have access to weights at home, that's totally okay. You can do it here and you still get a pretty good stretch out of it. Alright guys, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you guys again very soon. I actually have a couple of powerlifters competing this weekend, so I'm going to try and do like a full powerlifting vlog day for you guys. I don't know how much I'll be able to record because I will be coaching. I have 4 athletes competing in this powerlifting competition, and then I have 1 athlete who's doing her strongman, strongwoman competition this weekend as well. That will be out of state, so I unfortunately will not get footage of that. But I am going to show you guys what my powerlifters do this weekend, which I'm super excited about. So there's something to look forward to for next week. And yeah, just thank you for joining me today for our stretching and mobility. I love you guys, and I will see you very soon.